Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to read about a poem that is going to highlight the struggles of roadside stand shop people. So when I say roadside stand, you must have also seen when you go to some places, you go outside and then you see the highways, you will see that there are certain shop owners who are selling probably cane materials. Some of them are selling flower pots, some of them are selling some decorative home items. So what is the purpose of those setting up things at the corner of a road? Because they expect the visitors when they will pass by, they expect that somebody will stop and they will purchase their item. So what happens is maybe because they don't have sufficient money, they don't have good financial economic background, so they're not able to settle in the cities. Like they cannot go and settle down in the cities because they don't have enough funds. So they expect that people who are coming from the cities, they should buy their product because they cannot go to the cities, right? Because of certain factors. They have their houses in the village areas or could be any reason because they're not financially stable. So they expect people to come on the roadside, like while they're crossing the road, they should collect the items so that even they are able to get some monetary benefit out of it. But what happens in reality is, as it will be depicted in the poem also, that anything like this doesn't happen because people do stop there, but for multiple reasons, except buying anything. So, what are the reasons for which they stop, and what are the expectations of the people who are selling their items in that shop? This is what we're going to read in this chapter. So, we'll quickly start. Yes, just a second. Yeah. So, I've already mentioned a couple of things that we don't have to utilize much of time in understanding that. So, as the author directly starts you, if you go read this before you read thing, have you ever stopped at a roadside stand? What have you observed there? So, the poet is trying to ask your observations if you have ever stopped at a roadside stand. The little house was out with a little new shed. So, that means this is a road. Okay. This is the side, one side of the road. And one side of the road, they're saying that there was already a house. It was very little and it was old. But now there is some addition to this house. What is the addition? It has come with a new shed. Now the people who are living there, they have made a temporary shed like this. And what are they doing in the shed? They are selling some items. Okay. In front at the edge of the road. And it is at the corner of the road. This house is actually at the corner of the road. And in front of the house, they have made a small shed in which they are selling items. Where the traffic sped means where the traffic is crossing very fastly in a very fast manner. A roadside stand that too pathetically pled. Pathetically means not in a very good condition, and pled means requested. Okay, so here a roadside stand is referred to as the house only. That the people of the house here, what they're doing, they are requesting, they're pleading the visitors of the road who are crossing that they should stop and buy something. A roadside stand that too pathetically pled means they're very in a pathetic condition and they are requesting the people who are crossing by the road. So now in these three lines, there are two figure of speech. First is the repetition, which is little and little. Okay. So this is, you can call it as a repetition. I'm writing it as R. I will write R for repetition and A for alliteration. And now this is personification. Like I told you, if you want to make any, if you show any inanimate object as a living object, then it is called personification. Now here they're saying that a roadside stand is pleading. So a roadside stand or a house cannot plead because pleading is something that human does. So it is just a way of comparing, it is a way of demonstrating and putting life into the house. But in reality, roadside stand or house, they are not living objects. They are non-living objects. So that is why it is personification. It would not be fair to say for a dole of bread. Dole of bread here means anything for free. So the poet is saying that it is not right to say that they're doing it for free. कि बस हमने एक घर खोल लिया और हम आपको फ्री में सामान बेच रहे हैं. No. But for some of the money, the cash. Now, why they're doing it? For that money that has been mentioned. Whose flow supports the flower of cities from sinking and withering faint. Okay. Now, withering here means in a bad condition. Okay. You can say drowning. Now, flower of cities here is a metaphor. I have told you already, when there is an indirect comparison to something, it is called as metaphor. So here the indirect comparison of flower of cities is done with the people of road stand. These people in the house. These are called as flower of cities. So what is this money doing? This money is actually saving these flower of cities. That means it is saving the people from drowning and sinking, from going below the poverty line, right? So this is an indirect comparison. Like if you do something to save the flower from drowning, in the similar manner, this money will help them to drown and sink. That means to come at a very pitiable condition. They will be saved from that pitiable condition. They will be saved from that extreme poverty. The polished traffic passed with a mind ahead. Polished means literate or very smart traffic, very nice looking people. The vehicles are very smart. Polished traffic means the vehicles are very nice looking, good looking, and even the people sitting in the vehicle is very nice. Passed with a mind ahead. So they had something in their mind when they passed. Or if ever aside a moment, then out of sorts at having the landscape marred with the artless paint. Marred here means disturbed. So what happened, what they're trying to say is that there were at times people who crossed that roadside stand and they turned towards the house. But when they turned towards the house, they only felt that this house is disturbing the landscape. Yeah, they did not want to buy anything. They only criticized the house. They said that this house looks so dirty, so bad. Why has somebody made this house on the roadside stand? Because it is disturbing the art, the nature. There are so many trees, there are so many grasses and plants there, and this house with article is making no sense. So they used to criticize at having the landscape marred with the artless paint. Artless paint I have just explained of signs that with N turned wrong and S turned wrong. So again, you can say that there were signs which were not completely right. Like it was put N, but the direction was south. So you can say that the directions were not properly kept. And here, turned wrong both because those words are repeated. They are called as repetition. Offered for sale wild berries in wooden quarts. Quarts again here is quarts and quarts both. This means container. Okay, so what were those people selling? They sold wild berries in a wooden container. These people, in front of this gate, there were two signs. Like when in the south direction, they had written N, and in the north direction, they had written south. That means the indicators were wrongly put. But what they were selling wild berries in the wooden container. Crooked neck. Crooked neck means long neck. So they also had squash, and squash was in the silver container. Or beauty rests in a beautiful mountain scene. You have the money, but if you want to be mean, why keep your money and go along? So here in these two lines, you can just try to understand that the poet is trying to show the anger of the people. The people are angry because these road stand people are angry because nobody is stopping there to buy something. So they are saying that if you have the money and you choose to be mean, you don't want to buy anything from that money, then please keep it to yourself. But we are not going to complain against it. We will be disappointed, but we won't complain. The hurt to the scenery wouldn't be my complaint. So that is what they're saying, that even if you do not stand and do not take money from us, I mean, do not take the article from us, we will not be disappointed. So much as the trusting sorrow of what is unsaid. Here, far from the city, we make our roadside stand and ask for some city money to fill an hand. Now, this is the exact thing that I was telling you. They are living very far from the city because of n number of reasons. So their only expectation is people that come from cities, they should help them. They should buy their products and make them at least capable of surviving. To try it, it will not make our being expand and give us the life of the moving pictures promise that the party in power is said to be keeping away from us. So first of all, here far and from, these are alliteration, F and F. Party and power, again it is alliteration. So what they're saying is that we have been shown a movie. People from the cities, they come and they give us fake promises, false promises. And who are these people? Majorly who are party in power, like all the political parties, all the people who are rich. They come to the village people and they tell them that we will help you with certain things. But all those promises are fake, because even in that help, there is some intention, right? They are doing help because they are getting benefited from it. So they are not helping them selflessly. There is a very bad motive behind their help. It is in the news that all these pitiful kin are to be brought out and mercifully gathered in to live in the villages. Now, pitiful kin again here it means the huts in which they are living. So the roadside stand people are saying that there was a news that some people will come us and ask us to leave this place because they will buy our lands and they will take us to the city next to the theater and the store. So they will ask them to go next to the theater and the store where they won't have to think for themselves anymore. So what was the promise given to these people? The rich people came to these roadside stand people and they committed that we will take you, buy your land and make you sit near the theaters and stores, and then you don't have to worry for yourself. But now just give a thought to it. Somebody who's already going to a theater or a store, why will they come out and they buy it from the roadside stand people? They will not. So because they were innocent, they were being fooled that we are taking you to the city, you will get a lot of benefit. But they were very clever. People were very clever because they told them to sit next to a theater or a store shop because they knew that their sale would be none. But still, they wanted to cheat them. While greedy good doers, so here, greedy good doers is again greedy and good is alliteration. Beneficent beast, again B and B is alliteration. Of prey, beast of prey means people who target these young or who target these people, like all the rich people who target the roadside stand people. Swarm over their lives enforcing benefit. That means they look on their own benefit. Here, the benefit is not for the roadside stand people, but all the greedy doers, all the people who are greedy that are calculated to suit them out of their wits. And by teaching them how to sleep, they sleep all day, destroy their sleeping at night the Asian way. That means they give them fake promises, and in a way, they forget their sleep. They become so tense. Sometimes I feel myself I can hardly bear. So I bear here means to tolerate. Okay. And I, because they have been repeated twice, so it is repetition. Sometimes I feel myself, now the roadside stand person is saying that so much of trauma and so much of pain has been caused to all of us that now it is difficult for me to bear the pain. I feel now I need to find a solution. And this pain that he is talking is not only of his individual pain, but he's talking about the pain of the complete roadside stand people. The thought of so much childish longing in vain. Vain means something that is just effort that has been wasted, you can say. Effort that is wasted. The sadness that lurks near open the window there, that waits all day and almost all bare. Okay, so the thought of so much childish longing. Childish longing means you must have seen children when they want something, they keep waiting, right? Because it's their childishness. They keep waiting for something. So even here, the roadside sign person is saying that even we feel like child, that we have a longing like a children. We are waiting for the people. And the sadness that lurks means come out. So they're saying that there is a sadness that comes out from the window of our homes, right? So in a way, this is personification also, because here they have personified sadness. They have made sadness look like a person, that the sadness comes out. So what is the sadness? Because the sadness is in their eyes, that there's nobody who's stopping by. That waits all day in almost open prayer. So they pray to God that please make some visitors come to us. For the squeal of brake, the sound of a stopping car. A squeal of brake means sound. He said that there are thousands of cars that come across and few of them stop also. Of all the thousand selfish cars that pass, just one to inquire what a farmer's prices are. So he's saying that there are some people who stop there only to inquire what is the cost of the objects that you are selling in order to compare it. That same objects are sold at what price in the city and same objects are sold at what price in the village. So they are just comparing the prices of the village and the city. They stop their car, but only to inquire, to ask. And one did stop, but only to plow up grass. So one person stopped, but he only stopped because he had to just see the grass and he has to do something of it. In using the yard to back and turn around, somebody was there who actually came to turn the car, and they use the area of the shop to do that. And another to ask where the way it was bound. So another person stopped and he asked that where is the way, where is the correct direction. So he's giving you some example that these people have stopped there as they wanted, but none of them asked to buy something. They had their own reasons of stopping. Somebody stopped to ask what rates are you selling. Somebody asked to that we have to go and take a turn. Somebody asked to ask what is the right direction now, where do we have to go. So these are the reasons. And another to ask, could they sell it sell it a gallon of gas? They couldn't. This crossly, they had none. Didn't it see? Gallon of gas means fuel here. Like their cars stopped and they literally asked that, do you also sell fuel? Now the people are getting angry that can't they see what we are selling? Still they used to ask that, are you selling some fuel also? Not in country money, the country scale of gain. Now, country, because they are repeated, so this is repetition. The requisite lift of spirit has never been found. So he says that the spirit of buying anything was never seen in these people, even if they come from the countryside. Or so the voice of the country seems to complain. Now, voice of the country again means the voice of thousands of people who are living in the roadside stand. It is a metaphor again. So the voice of the country is actually the references to the voice of the thousands of people, and they are complaining to the country people that you come here, give us fake promises, and don't even buy anything from us. I can't help owing the great relief it would be to put these people at one stroke out of their pain. One stroke means in one chance. Now, what is the poet saying? The poet is saying that the person at the roadside stand is saying that when I see the pain of so many people, it's not only me. There are multiple roadside stands, and they are facing the same problem. So sometimes the person in the first roadside stand, he feels that I want to solve the problem of all the people in one go. He's imagining that maybe a miracle will happen. Some country person will come and buy a lot of stuff from me. So from that money, I will help my remaining people. But I want to solve their problem in one go. And the next day, as soon as I come back into the scene, I wonder how I should like you to come to me and offer to put me gently out of my pain. So now this person has expectations from the readers also, right? First of all, it's important to know that I and I are being repeated here, so it's a repetition. So now this person has some expectation from you also while you are reading the poem. Now he's saying that even I have some expectations from you that maybe you will also come and help me to ease my pain. So it is like a very genuine request from all the readers of this poem that whenever you go alongside any of the road and you see that there are some roadside people, try and get something, just to help them financially. I hope this small poem would have left a small effect on you, and you will try to do better in your life. Keep spreading this good information with my videos, and do share my videos to people who really want to understand it in a very simple language. So my motto in the videos is always to make you clear. So thank you so much, and keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing. Thank you.